Good morning. Sorry about the slightly late start. I had some technical difficulties. So if you were here right at 11:30, you might have saw me panicking at the screen. Sorry about that. But now we are finally live and about to go into our 1-hour yoga class. So start to get your yoga mats out if you haven't already. And if you're joining later, welcome. If you're joining live, happy to see you here. Make sure that you've got your yoga mat. Make sure you're not wearing any socks unless they have the grips on them so you don't slip around. This is taught for all levels. However, you do want to pay attention to your body since I can't see you, so I can't adjust what we're going over. So just pay attention. If something doesn't feel right, it's better to err on the side of caution and not overdo it. All right. And I don't have it in the description yet, but I will later have details on how to get this yoga mat if you happen to like this one. I had it all set up and then everything got erased. So I will fix that later. But for now, let's just get into our yoga. All right, find your way into a seated position on the mat. And go ahead and shut down the eyes. We'll start with some deep breathing. So take a big inhale in through the nose and let it out through the mouth. Do that again. Deep inhale, go a little bit deeper and let it go. One more time like that. Slow, deep inhale. Big, purposeful exhale. Push all that air out. Next, inhale, bring the palms up and touch them overhead. Pause. And then with your exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Take a big inhale into your heart. Push the heart with the lungs and then exhale the breath out. Do that one more time. Deep inhale into your heart. Exhale, let it go. Next, inhale, bring the arms up. And you're going to drop one arm down and lean over to the side, getting a side body stretch. And inhale it back up. Touch the palms together and go the other way. Big inhale, back up to center. Touch the palms. Exhale, forward fold. Just over your crossed legs. Take a couple breaths. And inhale it back up. And if it feels all right, go ahead and switch the cross of your legs. And once you get situated, shut down the eyes again. We're going to go back to our purposeful breathing. Big inhale in through the nose. Big inhale. And when you exhale, exhale, ha breath. Do that again. Big inhale. Open mouth. One more like that. Big inhale in through the nose. Open mouth, ha breath. And the next inhale, bring the palms up, touching them overhead. Get a stretch, and then as you exhale, bring them actually to the third eye, right between the eyebrows. And then big inhale, feel the air coming in behind the thumbs. Close mouth, ha. Feel the air coming back out. Big inhale in, coming in nice and cool. Exhale, close mouth, ha breath, coming out warm. Do one more. Big inhale. Exhale. Next, inhale, take the arms back up. And this time we're going to twist. So take right arm to left knee, look over the left shoulder. You can exhale. Inhale to strengthen, lengthening up the spine. Exhale, try to twist a little deeper. Then inhale it back to center. Touch the palms, and then go the other way. Same thing on this side. Exhale it all out. And then inhale, strengthen and lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist deeper. And inhale it back up to center, touch the palms briefly, and then exhale, fold. Take a breath. And then slowly inhale it back up. And you'll come into the tabletop so we can roll through some cat and cows. So knees are directly under hips, hands directly under shoulders. And as you inhale, you drop the stomach, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, arch the back, pulling the spine inward, or the pelvis inward and looking back. Inhale to drop it down and lift the chest, looking up. And then exhaling to go the opposite direction. You can do a few more on your own, trying to feel out the spine as you warm it up, matching breath and movement. Just a couple more. And slowly start to come to a neutral spine. You're going to take your right arm out, pinky side down. And then left leg out and back and up off the ground if you can. If not, you can leave it stabilized on the ground. But if you can, try to lift it. And then if you have it lifted with an exhale, bring elbow and knee to center. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. One more. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. And then you can pause here if you want to. Bend the back knee. Reach around with your hand. Try to grab your foot. And then release it out. Put the hand down. Put the knee down. Other side. Left arm out. Pinky side down. Right leg out and back up off the ground if you are able. And with an exhale, bring elbow and knee to center if you have the leg raised. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. One more. Exhale, crunch. Inhale to extend. And then put the hand down, put the foot down. We're going to walk the hands forward and fall into puppy pose. So hands come out kind of far, and then the chest sinks down. If you feel a shoulder stretch here, stop here. If you're able to go a little farther, great. Just find where it feels good. Take some deep breaths. Envision the heart melting towards the floor. Feeling the shoulder stretch and a little lengthening on the spine. We're going to start to roll back into puppy pose. So bring the big toes together, keep the knees wide, and sink the hips back towards the heels. Body coming between the knees. And you can keep your hands reaching out or wrap them around you, wherever they feel good right now. We'll take several more breaths, taking it deep down the spine. Envision the air going all the way down to the base of the spine. And releasing it out. Take several of those. One more big breath. Release. Next, inhale, start to become active in the hands, pressing into the mat. Another deep breath. And then as you inhale again, you're going to push yourself forward, coming into our plank pose. If you can come into a full straight arm plank, great. If not, you can just come down to your knees. Whatever you need to do, pause. And we'll take the hips up and back, finding our way into a downward facing dog. So hips press upward, lifting the body. Fingers are spread wide, pressing firmly into the palm. But you want to take the weight up and back as best as you can so there's not too much in the wrists. You can bend your knees a little bit. That might actually help with the lift as well as relieving any tension on the hamstrings. You want to be gentle. Maybe walk the dog a little bit by bending one knee and then the other. Just gently stretching out and trying to find that lift. Keep breathing. Couple more breaths. Make sure there's no tension in your neck. You're looking back towards your thighs. And the next inhale, start to bend the knees, look forward. As you exhale, step forward into your forward fold. Knees should stay a little bit bent so you can connect the stomach to the thighs. Neck still loose, looking back toward the knees. And then next inhale, you come up halfway. Exhale, you'll take it back down. And then inhale it all the way up. Get a big stretch, arms reaching up high. And then exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. And ground down into mountain. Our mountain is very active pose, pressing down into the mat, lifting up through the thighs, stomach sucking in, chest reaching up. Shoulder blades reaching down and back. Neck is at neutral. Big inhale into the heart. Exhale, let it go. Do that again, focusing on growing taller with your inhale and grounding down with your exhale. 2 more just like that. Big inhale. Release. 1 more time, big inhale. Let it go. Next, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold, pause in the fold. Again, make sure you're relieving the lower back by making the stomach connect to the thigh. Bend the knee as much as you need to find that connection. Check in on the neck, make sure it's loose, maybe shake it yes or no. And then if you want to, you can walk the hands over to one side, getting a small twist. Then bring it back through center, pause. And go the other way, little twist. And bring it back through center, inhale halfway up. Exhale, takes it down. And then inhale, bring it all the way up, big stretch. Exhale, fold this time, planting the hands and stepping it back to plank. We'll lower it all the way down to the mat. Take it all the way down. And when you get there, you're going to inhale to lift the chest up. Try not to use your hands, keep them near the shoulder blade. And then exhale, lower it down. Inhale, bring it up a little bit. Exhale, back down. 1 more, activate those back muscles. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, going back down. And then next time, you're going to keep the hands planted on the mat as you inhale to push up this time. Just a little bit, just go as far as it feels good on the back. And then take it back down. We'll do that 1 more time. Inhale, push yourself up. Get a nice back bend wherever it feels good. And then take it back down. And we're going to go back into child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. Hips sinking back towards the heels. And relax down. Again, going back to the deep breaths. Inhaling it, taking it all the way down the spine. And releasing it out. Big breaths. If you feel tension in your thighs, maybe you're a little tight, you can actually pretend to take the air there. That'll help the brain realize that it needs to relax those muscles. Take about 3 more big breaths. Next inhale, you're going to start to press into the palms, forearms coming off the ground, exhale. Next inhale, press forward into your plank pose, pausing briefly, and then you'll take the hips up and back, downward facing dog. And again, check in on the posture, make sure your hands are spread wide, you're pressing evenly into the palms, but your hips are also lifting you up and back, so the majority of the weight is going backwards. Chest is reaching back for the thighs, neck is loose. And you can bend the knees a little bit if you need to. Again, still gently working out those hamstrings. Don't need to rush it. Keep breathing. Take a few more breaths. And the next inhale, start to bend the knees and look forward and hop or step to the front of the mat as you exhale. Inhale, take it up halfway. Exhale, lower it back down. And then inhale, bring it all the way up, reach it up, big stretch. Palms together, down to heart center. Let it go. Deep breaths, coming back to our mountain pose. Remember, pressing firmly down, and as you inhale, you grow taller. Exhale, press down, activating all the muscles from foot up to core. Inhale. Exhale, press. 1 more big inhale, push the chest out. Exhale, release. The next inhale, arms come back up. Exhale, forward fold, pause in your fold. Again, make sure the knees are bent enough to relieve the lower back. You don't want to be straining up here somewhere. You want relief. Then inhale it halfway up. Exhale, take it back down. Inhale all the way up. Touch the palms briefly and then take them out to a T. We're just going to twist the upper body, taking it to one side, arms going wide still. Then bring it back through center. Go the other way. Big twist. And bring it back through center. Reach it up. Fold just briefly. Just relieve the back. Inhale it up halfway. Exhale it down. Inhale it all the way up. Touch the palms together and then take them out. And take the feet out about hips width distance before dropping one arm down and leaning over. Bringing the body into a crescent shape so the hips are pushing out the opposite direction as the top hand reaches for the corner of the room. And then bring it back through center. Touch the palms, go the other way. Big crescent shape. Reach for the side of the room. Hips pushing the other way. And then bring it back through center. Reach it up. Fold forward, keeping the feet hips width distance. Check in on the neck. Make sure the crown of the head is reaching for the ground. You're looking between your legs. Take a breath. Then inhale it up halfway. Exhale it back down and inhale all the way up again. Big stretch. Bring the palms together, feet together. Exhale, fold this time, planting the hands, stepping it into plank. Lower it down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and then exhale it back, downward facing dog, and breathe. Big deep breaths. You find your down dog, focusing on the posture and the breath. Maybe gently still stretching the hamstrings. Maybe they're starting to release a little bit. Just wherever you are, make sure you're breathing. A few more breaths. And with the next inhale, you'll take the right leg up and back for three-legged dog. If you want to bend the knee and open up the hip by pointing the knee toward the ceiling, you can do that. And then with an exhale, you're going to bring that knee in towards the right elbow. Inhale it back up. Exhale, cross it under the body, coming in toward the left elbow this time. Inhale it back up. And then option, you can put the leg back down or do that again, exhaling to bring that knee in for the right elbow. Inhale it back up. Exhale, cross it under the body. Inhale it back up. Then exhale, put it down. Then we're going to bend the knees, look forward, hop or step to the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, bring it up, keeping the arms by your side this time. This is another mountain. Shoulders rolling down and back, hands by the side. Big inhale into the heart. Exhale, release. One more. You're still inhaling to grow taller. And exhaling to ground down. Then next inhale, arms come back up. Big stretch. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands. Hop or step it back to plank. Lower it down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale it back, downward facing dog. And breathe. Couple big breaths. Still honing in on that posture. Chest pulling towards the thighs. Feeling that lift through the hips. And take another big inhale, exhale, breath. And with the next inhale, you'll take the left leg up and back to three-legged. Option to bend the knee and open up the hip, pointing the knee toward the ceiling. Then exhale, bring that knee in for the right elbow. Inhale, take it back up. Exhale, cross it under the body, coming in for the right elbow. Inhale it back up. And then option, you can put the leg back down or do it all again. Exhale, bringing that into the left elbow. Inhaling it back up. Exhale, crossing it under the body. Inhale it back up. Exhale, put it down, take a big breath. Start to bend the knees, look forward, hop or step to the front of the mat. Inhale it up halfway. Exhale it back down. Inhale all the way up. Get a big stretch, palms together down to heart center. Big inhale into the heart. Exhale, let it go. One more like that, big inhale. And exhale. Next inhale, arms come back up. Exhale, forward fold, plant the hands, hop or step it back to plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale it back, downward facing dog. Find that lift. Make sure your palms are spread wide. Breathe. Couple more breaths. The next inhale, right leg comes up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend that knee in towards the nose and then try to step it through for a little lunge. If you need to use your hand to help move the foot up, you can do that. Just try to get the foot up between the hands. And then once you have it, you'll plant the left hand down, take the right arm up, get a twist. And then bring it back down. Check in on your stance, make sure it's nice and wide. And then inhale, bring it up, full crescent lunge. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, grounding. Keep breathing. Then we're going to open up warrior two, pivoting the back heel down, opening up to the side. Front knee stays bent. Arms reaching out to the side, gazes over the middle finger. Keep breathing. Then go ahead and flip that front palm, reverse your warrior, taking the hand up and back, big side stretch. Then bring it back through warrior two. Drop the front arm down, back arm comes around and up, finding your way into side angle. Again, keep breathing. And then if you want to find the bind, you just take the top arm, drop it back behind the back. Bottom arm comes up underneath the leg, and you try to grab your hands. If you're just attempting, dropping the arm behind you and trying to reach, that's fine, that still counts. Just practice. And then if you did that, go ahead and release. Bring it back up, warrior two. Flip that palm again, reverse the warrior, straighten the knee, go back deeper. And then hinge forward into our triangle pose, hips popping back behind you. As you come forward, core is keeping you lifted so you're not falling too far forward. Keep breathing. And you'll come back up into your warrior two, bending the front knee. And then pivot up off the back heel, squaring the hips back to the mat, the front of the mat. Crescent lunge, big inhale, lifts. Exhale, fold. You walk the hands to the center of the mat, finding your way into straddle fold. Again, crown of the head is reaching for the floor. And you're breathing, big inhale, exhale breaths. Just pausing here for a second. If you want to try, you can walk the hands back behind you. That's optional. Whatever you want to do as we stay folded. You can also come up halfway at any point to relieve the blood pressure. Just keep breathing. If you walk the hands back behind you, bring them forward again. Inhale to halfway up. Exhale it down. Inhale all the way up. We're going to find our way into goddess, so you can bring the feet in just a little bit. Toes are now pointed to the corners of the room as you bend the knees. In goalpost, the arms opening up the chest. Breathe. And once you're situated, you can keep the goalposted arms, or if you want a bigger heart opener, take the hands up to a T, and then reach back behind you. Try to grab your hands. If you can't, you can fist bump, maybe do prayer hands, whatever you want to try to open up the chest a little bit more. Still staying squatted down in goddess pose. Breathe. And go ahead and release the bind. Come up, big stretch. Exhale, fold, plant the hands and walk back toward the front of the mat with the hands. So step the back foot up to meet the front, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, takes it back down. Inhale, bring it all the way up, keeping the hands by the sides again. Roll the shoulders down and back. Big inhale, lifting up. Exhale, grounding down. Do that again, big inhale. And release. Next, inhale, bring the hands up. And squat down, coming into our chair. You'll tilt the pelvis in just a little bit. You don't want to stick the booty out too far. Kind of pull it in a little. Keep the chest lifted. Arms are lifted. Breathing. And you'll inhale it up, push up toward, lift the chest back, bend. Exhale, forward fold, pause in your fold. Then inhale it halfway up. Exhale it down. Inhale, bring it back up, big reach. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step it into plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale it back, downward facing. And breathe, take a few breaths. Finding your down dog. And again, hamstrings may still be trying to release. Mine are pretty stubborn, so I'm just now getting my heels a little closer to the ground. Respect your body wherever it is. And if it just isn't reaching today, you can just keep those knees bent. Be gentle. Next, inhale, take the left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, try to bend that knee in toward the nose and step it through for a low lunge. You can walk it up with your hands if you need to. Just get that foot between the hands. And once it is, you drop the right arm down, planting it firmly, and take the left arm up, big twist. And bring that hand down, check on the stance, make sure it's nice and wide like a railroad track. And then inhale it up, coming into our crescent lunge. Big inhale to lengthen. Exhale to ground down. Do that again. Big inhale. And exhale. And we'll open up warrior two, back heel pivoting down. Opening up the body to the side. Front knee staying bent. Gaze over the middle finger. Breathe. Then you'll flip that front palm, reverse the warrior, take the arm up and back. And slowly come forward back to warrior two. Drop the front arm down, back arm comes around and up, pause. And if you want to do the bind, you can take the top arm back behind the back. Bottom arm reaches up underneath you. Try to grab your hands. Again, if you don't reach, this is still good. This is still you trying, taking yourself to the next level. Do what you want in this pose. And if you took the bind, release. Come back up, warrior two. Pull up the palm, reverse the warrior, take it back a little further by straightening the front knee. And then hinge forward, coming into triangle pose. Hips popping back behind you as the body hinges forward, core keeping you lifted. Breathe. Find the stretch on the inner thighs, or even maybe a little bit on the side, but be careful if you're feeling it there. Then inhale it back up. Bend that front knee, coming back into warrior two. And then pivot up off the back heel, squaring the hips back to the front of the mat. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. And this time we'll just step the back foot up to meet the front, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale it back down. And inhale, raise it up. Keeping the arms by the sides, rolling the shoulders down and back. Big inhale into the chest. Exhale, release, one more. Big inhale. And exhale. Next inhale, arms come back up. Exhale, host feet into chair, bending the knees, tucking the tailbone just a little. Chest staying lifted, arms staying lifted. Breathe. A few more breaths. And next inhale, lift up, pop the forward, lift the chest, little back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Pause in the fold, knees bent. Stomach connected to thighs, neck loose. And the next inhale, come up halfway. Exhale it back down. And then inhale all the way up, give a stretch. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step it into plank. And this time lower all the way down to the mat. You'll take your arms out to a T, take the right ear to the mat, and you're gonna roll over the right shoulder. So you use your left hand to push you up onto your side. My right arm is staying straight as I roll over the shoulder, getting a nice shoulder stretch. And we'll be here for a few breaths, so just breathe and find where it feels good on the shoulder. If you don't want too much stretch, you'll just kind of lean forward a little bit. If you want more, you can take your top arm back behind your back. Just find where it feels good. A few more breaths. You go ahead and take that arm out, your left arm back out and roll over to center. And you'll take the right or the left ear to the mat and get ready to roll over the left shoulder. So my right arm is pushing me up onto my side as I roll up onto the left. And each side might be a little different, so adjust as you need to get just the right stretch on the shoulder. And breathe. Breathe into any tension you're feeling. A few more breaths. And bring it back through center. We're just going to push straight back into a child's pose. Big toes together, knees wide, or if you want the knees together, that's optional. And find the pose that feels right. And we'll take several breaths, taking the air deep down into the back. A couple more big breaths. Try to take that air all the way down, feeling your stomach and back expand. And then next, inhale, you're going to slowly find your way up to the tops of your knees. We're setting up for camel. You brace the lower back with your hands. You're going to stay active in the front of the body to protect the lower back. So you're pushing the hips forward and lifting the chest to find that back bend. And keep going until it's just right. Don't overbend it. Looking back with your neck, trying to find the wall behind you. Keep breathing. And slowly start to hinge forward. You can find your way into rabbit or go straight to child's. If you want rabbit, just bring the crown of the head to the ground. And then you reach back with your hands, trying to grab your ankles or your feet and lift the hips up, rounding the spine the other direction. Keep breathing. And then if you came into rabbit, lower it back down into child's. Big breaths down the spine. You especially want to take it to that lower back. Couple more breaths. And then next inhale, start to press into the palms, into the mat. These next inhale hinges you back forward into your plank pose. And then lift the hips up and back for downward facing dog.
Breathe. Find your down dog. Take a couple breaths. Big inhales and exhales. And next inhale takes the right leg up and back for three-legged. You can bend the knee to open up the hip, and then this is optional. You can stay right here or flip the dog by bringing the right foot back behind you close to the left foot. And then pivot around, taking the right arm up and around, keeping some lift in the hips. And then we'll spin it back around, planting the right arm down, taking the left leg up, everybody in three-legged dog. And then we're gonna come into pigeon. So bend that knee in towards the right wrist, set it down close to the right wrist, and let the leg fall at a slight angle. And keep the hips squared to the front, back leg going back behind you. And then once you're set, you can lower the body down, finding a comfy spot. We'll be here for about a minute. I'm gonna time us. So just focus on the breath. Finding any remaining tension, whether that's in your legs, your mind, your heart. Taking the air deep into those locations and then exhaling it out. Big breaths. All right, start to come back up slowly, bringing the right leg back behind you and finding your way into a downward facing dog. You can move that leg around as much as you need to get the blood flow back. Maybe walking the dog or moving the hip. However you want to do it, just keep breathing. And then next, inhale, take the left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, opening up the hip, pointing the knee toward the ceiling. And then if you want to, you're going to take that left leg back behind you, close to the right leg, spinning the body around, taking the left arm up, pushing up through the hips, getting that lift. Then we'll spin it back around, dropping the left arm down, taking the left leg back up into three-legged, everybody in three-legged. And then bend that knee in toward the left wrist, finding your way into pigeon left side. So left knee, left wrist, leg at a slight angle, hips squared to the front of the mat. And once you're set, lowering your body down. And breathe. Again, another minute on this side. Big inhale, exhale breaths, finding tension here is also relieving it with your exhales. All right, slowly start to find your way back up, bringing the left leg back behind you. And slowly find your way into a downward facing dog. And when you do, just move the left leg around as much as you need to. Again, getting the blood flow back. Keeping that lift up through the hips, wherever you're at. And start to bend the knees. Look forward, hopper step to the front of the mat. Inhale to halfway up. Exhale, takes it back down, and then inhale, lift up into mountain pose. Take the arms up, palms together, big stretch. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Grounding in, big inhale. And exhale. One more like that, big inhale. And release. We're going to start practicing the balancing. So ground down into the left leg, right knee pops up, and with an inhale, you're going to come into a knee raise, arms going high. And then open that knee up to the side, left arm going down for a counterbalance. Pause here, keep breathing. If you fall out, just come right back. It just means you found your challenge, and that's a good thing. So keep trying. Then you're going to plant that right foot onto the left leg, finding your way into tree. And you can keep the hands lifted or bring them down to heart center. Just keep practicing your balance and strength and breath. Keep breathing. A few more breaths here in tree. You can bring that knee back to center. Take it out in front of you. Take the arms up. And then we're going to swing it into warrior three. So right leg comes back behind you as the body hinges forward. You find your way into warrior three, body coming into a T. And then drop the hands down, drop the foot down, and forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, takes it back down. And then inhale, reach it up, get a big stretch. Then palms together and down to heart center. Ground down, big inhale. And exhale. We're going to start to do the other side. So ground down into the right leg this time, popping the left knee up. And then when you're ready, inhale, left knee comes up, knee raise, arms high. Pause, keep breathing. We'll open it up to the side, left knee going out, right arm coming down for a counterbalance. Keep breathing. Again, if you fall out, just come right back to it. You got this. A few more breaths. You can go ahead and plant that foot onto your leg, coming into tree. Again, arms staying up or coming down to heart center. Just find your balance, find your drishti. Keep breathing. Couple more breaths. And go ahead and start to bring that knee back to center. Kick it out in front of you. Take the arms up. Swing it back behind you, coming into warrior three on this side. And then drop the hands down, drop the foot down, forward fold. Inhale it up halfway. Exhale, takes it back down. And then inhale it all the way up. Get a big stretch. Palms together, down to heart center. Start to sink down towards your heels, coming into a toe stand. And your toe stand might be up here. That's okay. That's nice and challenging. But if you can, try to come down all the way on top of your heels. Shoulders stacking over hips, hips over heels. Keep breathing. Just going to pause here for a moment. But if you do fall to the ground, that's okay. We're about to go there. If you have a good balance and you want to, you can twist the upper body going one direction. Come back to center and go the other way. Come back to center and then have a seat, finding your way into a butterfly. Soles of the feet coming together, knees going out wide. Big inhale to straighten the back. Exhale, fold a little bit. Just enjoy the stretch. Find where it feels good. And inhale yourself back up. Bring the knees together and push the legs out just a little bit so you're on the tops of your sits bones. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold. You might still want to bend the knees a little bit if you're not too flexible.
It feels good on the lower back actually, so be careful to find where the stretch actually feels good. Then you know it's beneficial for the body. Keep breathing. And you'll slowly come back up. You plant the soles of the feet on the ground as we set up for boat. Now for boat, you want to be careful because not only are you challenging your core, you could be straining your back. So find where you feel comfortable. Maybe you keep your hands planted and just lift your feet, or you keep your feet planted and just lean back. If it feels okay there, try to have the feet up and the hands up. If that feels all right, get there and just keep breathing. Find that core activation. And then if your hands are up, you might take them up high. Take it over to one side. Bring it back to center. Go the other way. Back up to center. Bring it down. Take the arms out wide. Bring them back in. And then everybody go to low boat and hover. Bring it back up to high boat. Low boat, hover. And then let it down. Find a way into a full body stretch. Arms going overhead. Then relax down into the mat. Start to bend the knees in towards the chest. And then hug them in tight. Wrapping the arms around the knees, pulling them in as tight as you can. Maybe rocking back and forth if that feels okay. If you want, you can take a big inhale, and as you exhale, bring forehead to knees, tightly rounding in. And lower it back down. Take the feet straight up into the upper waterfall, flexing the feet, energy flowing out through the legs, through the soles of the feet to keep them straight. Keep breathing. A couple breaths here. You can start to bend the knees, grab the outside edges of the feet coming into happy baby. And again, you can rock side to side if that feels good on the spine. If not, just stay still. Keep breathing. And even here, make sure the stretch feels okay. If you need to bring the legs in a little bit, do that. If they feel good going out wide, that's great. Just find where it feels comfortable. And take the feet straight back up into the upper waterfall. Again, feet are flexed. And then start to bend the knees in towards the chest. Plant the feet onto the ground. We're going to set up for just one bridge. So keep the heels close to the body. And then when you're ready, you're going to push up through the hips. Pull the shoulder blades together. Lift the chest. Take a few breaths. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can grab the hands underneath the body and really pull the shoulder blades together tightly. Pushing the chest up higher. Couple more breaths. And bring it back down. Pull the knees back into the chest. Maybe move the knees around a little bit. Feeling it down the lower back and the hips. Then take your arms out to a T. And drop the knees over to one side. Look over the opposite shoulder. Big spinal twist. Take several breaths. And again, find where the twist feels good. Maybe you come up off your shoulder a little bit so it's a milder twist. Or if you need a deeper twist, you can take the top leg off and extend it out. Just wherever you are, big breaths. And bring the knees back towards center. Pause and let the spine settle into the mat. And when you're ready, take the knees over to the other side. Look over the other shoulder. Breathe.
Big breaths. And adjust if you need to. This side might be different from the other side. A few more breaths. And slowly start to bring it back to center. Letting the spine settle. Breathe. And take the feet straight up into the air for waterfall, flexing the feet. And bring the hands by your side to brace as we slowly lower down to Shavasana. Take your time. Going slow, activating that core. One more time. Energy flowing through the legs, out through the soles of your feet. Still breathing. And then once you have it lowered, shut down the eyes and start to relax everything. Palms may turn up. You might place them on the body wherever you want them. Take another big inhale, exhale breath as you start to relax in. And then start to check in on the various parts of the body, making sure there's no tension. And check in on the forehead. It's relaxed. Your jaw is unclenched. Feel your shoulders rolling down and back into the mat, relaxing. Your arms and your legs are heavy. You start to let your mind go and just be. If a thought comes into your mind, that's okay. You can acknowledge it, but then let it go. Focusing instead on just being present, maybe meditating on peace and joy. We'll be here for about another 5 minutes, so just relax in, and I'll call you back once it's time.
Start to deepen your inhale breaths, bringing awareness back into the body. And bring small movements to fingers and toes, maybe circling wrists and ankles until you're ready for a full body stretch. And you'll start to bend the knees in towards the chest, and then roll over to one side in the fetal position. You'll pause there. And slowly start to push up into a seated position. And close your eyes once you get there. We'll take a few breaths together. Take a big inhale, take your time. Then exhale, let it go. The next inhale, we're going to hold at the top. So take a big breath and then hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release it out, holding at the bottom. 3, 2, 1. Do that again. Deep inhale, take your time, holding at the top. 3, 2, 1. Release, push all of the air out, holding at the bottom. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale. Next inhale, bring the hands up, palms together overhead, and then down to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Namaste. Thank you all again for joining me today. If you have ever watched my videos or you liked this one a lot, if you could subscribe, that helps me. Also give it a thumbs up, a like, that helps a lot too. And hopefully I'll see you all next time. Until then, again, have a wonderful day and weekend.